in detection and score system. Yeah?
Thank you, sir. So, AnginaX AI is an intelligent healthcare system that fits on top of every single doctor's office. So it's like it's powered by artificial intelligence. As you know, currently medical establishments are using Framingham heart study, common traditional biomarkers for cardiovascular assessment, which is hypertension, diabetes, smoker, tobacco, all those things. Those are not enough biomarkers. Science has advanced, so we have incorporated scientific research in this system. So it's not just an AI, it's a convergence of biomedical research, clinical science, precise medicine, and also artificial intelligence technology working together to precisely detect patient's insight before patient comes into doctor's office. So how it works, when patient's data is entered in the system, doctor will have insight of that patient's silent risk, metabolic dysfunctions, other lifestyle patterns as well, not just the typical cardiovascular traditional markers, but all of those, and provides detailed assessment, providing patient's clear trajectory path where he's headed. And so if you think about a patient is normal today and tomorrow he collapses, this 24 hours, what if we stretch to 24 years? And doctor can see that, visualize that this patient is heading towards up or down, and puts the halt on the progression of those cardiovascular disease and treats that, whether treatment is for lifestyle patterns or treatment is for medication or even other kind of treatment or further investigation. All those things happens way before symptoms arrive. That's how we're going to prevent life. So it's not really predicting heart attack, it's preventing heart disease way before symptoms arise.
What are the potential limitations or biases of the model?
Currently, we don't have limitation in the model because it's not for people, it's for doctors. So it's giving doctors some recommendation. Doctor can accept it or override it because doctors are the final judgment. They not take judgment call as last. So the limitation is not there because it's giving more insights to doctors. Doctors now have more power to assess that risk way earlier, and they can have they can save more lives basically.
What specific parameters does the model use to assess risk?
So this model is, as I mentioned, there are clinical biomarkers. We have incorporated number of biomarkers in that system, and these biomarkers are, for example, I'll just give one example. Most of the time, your regular doctors are looking at cholesterol level, LDL, and when someone has an LDL, they provide you statin. Now, the science, last 10 years science is, the LDL has two kinds of LDL. One is large buoyant and second is small dense. Large buoyant LDL is cardiovascularly neutral. The small dense LDL is basically going under the surface of endothelial cell for the plaque formation, which is more dangerous. When you're prescribing a medicine to lower down your cholesterol level, your LDL level, you don't know whether it's large buoyant reduced or small dense reduced. AnginaX is going to help providing detailed assessment of your small dense, which is your more atherogenic for your plaque formation, for your cardiovascular risk assessment. Triglyceride to HDL ratio. So there are many different biomarkers. Currently, system is what if you go to doctor will see your assessment of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 risk factors, and because of these factors, you have these symptoms, and will treat your symptoms. How AnginaX or any kind of AI works is combination of different biomarkers putting together in number of different patterns and providing you very personalized treatment plan for the individual patient's body, and helping doctor that way before, so doctor can have an early assessment. So it's very complicated. I can talk to you separately about the AnginaX, but it's definitely helping detect silent risk way before, and the doctor can see those patients way earlier.
Thank you.
Doctor, you rightly said that prevention is better than cure, and this AnginaX model is a boon to the mankind. So I wanted to know, is it tried and tested anywhere else before launching it in India?
Look, I will say one thing. our KPI for building this model, and obviously all the companies are going to do a lot of QA tests and test on different fields. We have tried a pilot and it worked fine. We have tried in Gujarat, in Zydus, we have tried, I know, we're trying here in Maharashtra as well. But our KPI was whether it works for my mother. If it works for my mother, then it works for everybody. My mother was diabetic before putting her reports in AnginaX. The doctor of my mother is very senior endocrinologist, and he said everything is fine. As soon as my mother's reports were put in the AnginaX, there were a lot of changes. We found out my mother was on severely high risk without any symptoms. And those doctors who were treating my mother now changed the medication and prescriptions, and now my mother is taking those. My mother is not aware of it, but doctors are aware of it. So I would say there is no more bigger test than testing on my mother.
And after knowing the symptoms in an heart attack or a heart disease, so the expenses, a lot of expenses involved. So how this model is going to be affordable?
Look, people work whole life and then save money, and at 50 or 40 or 60, they go and they have a heart attack and they do bypass surgery and all those things. All the money is wasted, life is wasted, family is wasted as well, right? When we build this system, we want to make sure that the reason we are starting with Jaslok has always put patient first approach. They're always on, they're compassionate, they're affordable, accessible, compassionate healthcare, and so working with Jaslok is also, it's people first approach, and AnginaX has the same mission, which is, our forte is people. And the cost of AnginaX that we have kept is 108 rupees.
It's very nominal.
And the reason we kept it 108 rupees is because so people do not have to dial 108 for an ambulance call.
Great. Nice.
So my question is to doctor, is it suggested everyone should take this test?
I would say, to give you an example, during Vietnam War, lots of young soldiers died. It's enrolled that anyone who has an unnatural death has to undergo autopsy. And when the autopsies were performed on those young people between the age of 22 and 30, we found that they had already a beginning of atherosclerotic disease, meaning thereby deposits of fats and cholesterol in the inner linings of the blood vessels. So therefore, I would say that the process of prevention should at least start from early 20s. Time in the game we've been now finding out, maybe due to better detection, maybe due to better awareness, maybe due to media helping to spread those disastrous news to make people aware. I think we are finding that younger and younger people are becoming victims of sudden cardiac death. So therefore, we feel that at least after the age of 25, there should be a checkup program.
Hello, I have a few questions. Firstly, it's regarding the AI model. I wanted to know how are you, how is the AI using its data? Like, are you guys going to use the real-time, patient history and everything for it to learn more and more about new way, certain diseases that might not get detected or certain high risk, which are even difficult for doctors to assess? And are you using just the patients, or are you using also research papers done by other people from other universities also? So are you using both of them or either or?
All right. Over a period of time, we'll be able to collect lots of data. There is a paucity of data in the literature on the Indian population. And it is not good to extrapolate the findings of Western countries and apply them to our country, which is wrong. And therefore, when we will have those kinds of data of hundreds and thousands of patients, it will help us fine-tune our own parameters and then use them for the treatment. We will come to know what is normal in Indian population, what is abnormal in Indian population. We are, you know very well, India is the world's capital of diabetes. Highest diabetes in the world is in India. Now, so therefore, this will enable us to give an accurate advice and not to overtreat, not to undertreat.
And I wanted
Ajit, you want to add anything?
I'll add in the sense that the question you had asked. There are two aspects to treating a patient is concerned. One is the primary prevention and the second is what is called as the secondary prevention. When you talk about secondary prevention, the person already is afflicted with the problem or the disease, and then we try to prevent any further problems arising. Here we are talking about a primary prevention. That means the patient does not have any symptoms related to any disease as far as we are talking about cardiology, so we are talking about cardiac problem. He doesn't have any symptoms related to cardiac problem. What we want to do by this, by the parameters, which includes not only a physical examination, weight, as I said, history and this thing, as far as the biochemical data is, we want to collect and see as far as the established Framingham study data and the other data which are telling you that this patient comes into a category. Now many a times what happens when a patient comes in, we look at only one or two aspects of the abnormal parameter. We miss on to the other things. Now what AnginaX is doing is that it compiles you and tells you what are the things you look for. So in a minute it tells us what are the things you have to stress upon and what are the actions you need to take upon. That is the advantage of the AI additional as far as the management is concerned.
So my question to you is like you said is 108. That's I didn't get the actual figure of the cost. The person who comes and does this takes this facility from you, is it mandatory that he should be treated from your side only?
No, so patient can go anywhere where AnginaX is deployed, and we are working.
But there is only one, you said it's rightly in India by your side. Jaslok has this facility.
Yeah, right now, this program is for Jaslok. Jaslok is, we are partnering with Jaslok for that program. Jaslok is kind enough to, accept that affordable for patient as well. Prevention is not everywhere. You will see health checkup in most of the hospitals and clinics as well, that's fine. But those are very typical biomarkers, not detailed extended lipid profiles, advanced markers, inflammatory markers, lifestyle changes, metabolic dysfunctions, genetic predispositions, family history. There are many markers that we should put together. Jaslok, is leading that in front in Maharashtra. So we're going to talk about Jaslok right now here. But eventually, yes, our goal is to have AnginaX primary prevention model and unit in every single state, every corner of India. That's our goal. So we're working with government as well.
But
to more specifically answer your question, having had gone through the detailed parameters of an individual and having identified and make him aware that this is your risk, and it is absolutely he's free to take treatment from anywhere. We have no objection to that at all. Basically, our idea is to extend to him those information which are useful for protecting his own life. I mean, after all, a man may be staying far away from Jaslok Hospital, maybe interiors of Maharashtra or even from up countries and whatnot.
that's a question.
It is not possible for him to have a continued follow-up treatment at Jaslok itself. So therefore, we are open. In fact, we will be very happy to extend all kinds of help to his doctor.
The question again says you that the people who comes from interior Maharashtra, he takes your facility. So how many days for him to should be admitted, or he can just
No, it will be totally outpatient, and the full investigations will be completed, including biochemical investigations, history taking, stress test, whatever we have a built-in package, and that tells all about his heart condition, which we all want to know, and that can be completed in less than 4 to 6 hours.
So now again coming to all the doctors. So most of the doctors are on toss when you are coming with the AI facility at that cost. So the cardiologists, the other doctors and all, even the what they are into doing all this thing. So you are coming in the one point where everything is, you are showing that what prevention to be taken for them. What do you have to say for that? Now doctors are sitting here only, but there are other doctors also.
Yes.
So even now you have given this facility in Jaslok, and with everything, they don't have to wait for the symptoms to be appeared or wait for the what you said is every hour some figures you get that they die. So they won't be there that kind of figures you will see.
So if I understand your question right, the facility is being provided right now from Jaslok Hospital.
Yeah.
Now it depends upon AnginaX as to where they want to collaborate with the other hospitals and with the government of Maharashtra or not. We don't
Okay,
know.
so they will be going ahead with that facility.
Yes.
Other
Yeah, right
hospitals.
now we are partnering with
Yeah.
them as the first partner for taking care of this particular program, which we thought is a good one, which will help us to detect patients who are at a high risk. And also, as Mr. Naman has already said, that this is in vogue right now in the state of Gujarat, where almost about 4 hospitals have incorporated it. And even the government of Gujarat is very keen to adopt it. So the whole idea is to take care of these people who do not present with any symptoms as far as cardiovascular problem is concerned.
I would, if I have also understood your question, is this basically it is concerning the health of the citizens of India. Yes. Therefore, we would be encouraging the spread of such kind of programs all over the country, everywhere. This is the, I might say that I have become incidentally a catalyzer, stimulant, beginner, and whatnot. The idea is that it should be taken up even at governmental level, private level, and efforts combined together should be such that this benefits reach to each and every individual or citizen of India.
Naman, this initiatives, what kind of doctors you are looking at?
Look, before saying that, I'll say one thing. When any patient goes to doctor, all of us, I'm not doctor, but all of us, when we potential patient or patient go to doctor, we have this blind trust on doctor. The doctor are God. They're magically gonna fix anything for our family, and we go and fold our hands and say, doctor, please fix it. Doctors are working night and day, 24 hours on any type of call, saving lives. They are our heroes. They're underappreciated. Now it's time that we make our doctors from hero to superhero, so they can save millions of lives. That's first thing. So AnginaX is built to empower doctors, medical community, to provide them more insights so they can do 10x more accurate job, 10x more efficient job, and 10x more trusted job. And that's our main goal, right? The second thing is, your specific question was about AnginaX.
Yeah, like
The doctors.
other way, how
Yeah.
it will be with other doctors.
Because this is a cardiology assistant, specifically it's an AI doctor's assistant specialized in cardiology. It can be used by any doctor. Our first, when we were in the concept phase, we decided that we will build this system that can be used by PHC center, big hospital, privileged hospital, or even a GP as well. So this is going to be used by any doctor because it is, the fort is people. It is for the people. So first, yeah, it can be used by any doctors.
So in future, the hospital will be have that angina, what you call that facility available.
Yes, AnginaX.
AnginaX will be deployed across the country in every single street, every single corner of any clinics, and that's how the smart system is built. Patients right now are, currently the model is fear-based model, right? Everyone is fearful to go to doctor. They don't want to go to doctor. We want to change that. You need to go to doctor so you don't have to worry about symptoms and disease. And that's the model that we're building here. It's a fearless model. You go walk in 5 minutes, you see your heart risk assessment, doctor will tell you what to do next. If you're fine, if you think you're healthy, don't come after 1 year. You have your report, you can go to check your other doctor as well. But at least you know your health. you have rights to know your heart health. Everyone is working so hard days and nights. The modern lifestyle is changed. We can't depend on 1948 Framingham study, which is way old. The things have, it's different now. So we have to really focus on new markers, new science, and the team has worked really hard to provide this kind of people first approach, and that's why it's.
Have the festival started in Jaslok?
The date is going to be announced by, I will let Jaslok announce it. There is an announcement date as well, but it's going to start in a week or two.
The facilities.
Yeah, we'll be starting by 4th of August.
I have another question. It's a very simple question. Like normally if I go into a clinic, any clinic, I have an OPD appointment with one of the doctors, and it's not like, just saying I have heavy breathing, or I get stressed a lot, I start sweating, hypertension. It's just that. So when I go to the OPD, first, let's say it's 2,000 rupees for an OPD, to have a chat with the doctor. It's 2,000. So the 108 will be added onto it if I opt in for it, right? So will it be mentioned in the, because it's a very specific question, that's the reason I wanted to ask, will it be included in the fees of the particular doctor, or will it be added onto it when a person has to ask for it? I would also like to have the AnginaX this facility included in it.
Here I like to add on. Generally, when we go to a doctor for a cardiac problem, the first thing is they prefer the echo test. They tell us to do the echo test or the treadmill test. So, will this be avoided if we go for the AnginaX?
I think if first thing is this 108 rupees which is there is the registration fee for this AnginaX. It does not include anything. Okay. The consultant who is going to see is also going to assess that particular patient, but as Jaslok Hospital has been good enough, is going to be at a much lower fees which the cardiologist is going to charge. He is going to assess the patient first, and it is going to be exceedingly low as far as the first consultation is concerned along with that. And once the cardiologist sees the patient and he already has any blood tests which have been done outside, and they can be put onto the AnginaX program, and we can evaluate, which would include an ECG also. And once we have an idea whether he falls into what risk category he is, whether he is in very high risk or moderate risk or this thing, then we can advise, yes, looking also at his symptoms, whether he requires a stress test or a 2D echo or a further test, maybe like an CT angiography or a conventional coronary angiography. So it is going to be a graded program. It's not that once he comes, he goes through all these things. No. It is going to be at certain level, decide what this person needs depending upon the risk profile.
I think what he said is, I'm not clear about. The OPD patient comes, he has to fill the form. For that he has to pay 2,000 rupees or he has to pay 108 rupees.
No, as I
Am I
said,
right to the question?
And that's totally
No.
different from what you are understanding.
is actually 108 rupees. I would say is a token
Okay.
in a way. Yes.
Okay.
In the sense that the expertise, the facility which helps doctor to come to an accurate assessment in shortest possible time, and that too most accurately, is what AI is going to do. The investigations are expensive, all right. The cost of investigation does vary from one hospital to another hospital. If our aim is to help people, then it should be extendable to everybody. And that, I think, the cost comes in the way for many people. I do agree that it's a one-time cost, maybe one time in a year, maybe 2 years, 3 years. I do understand that. Therefore, we have tried to design a package where we just make it as low in cost as possible, keeping in mind our own cost. We will not be interested, we are not interested in generating revenue out of it. It's just to make it, to meet with our expenditure, and that's about all. It will be a package. Now, as Dr. Desai mentioned, the extension of it will be particularly focusing on the cardiac health or prevention of cardiology events. So therefore, there's no point in checking bone density or X-ray skull or complete ENT examination. That's not it. That would be endless. There's no way to end up. Therefore, we have focused only on prevention of heart disease. So the package is designed to arrive at that particular goal.
Last question. This will be covered under insurance?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but as on now, I think a minute.
This is an OPD basis visit, and most of the insurances have now started covering it. Not all are covering it, but some of them are covering, TPAs are covering it. So it depends upon what kind of insurance the person has.
Can you use the mic, yeah, please?
What is the license cost of the software or the AI? If an individual doctor had to take a license for 5 years or...
Before I'll tell license cost, I want to tell you one thing. Because the mission is to empower doctors, we also want doctors to generate revenue out of it because we're using their expertise. Having said that, the license cost is per day 300 rupees for partner hospital, not all of them. But if doctor doesn't earn that much amount of money that they are paying for license, we rebate that. So the whole goal is doctor will never lose any money out of using this. AnginaX is losing money per patient, 675 with the operation cost. But AnginaX is investing in people's health. So license fee is coming from AnginaX. We're gonna use that. We're gonna charge doctors and hospitals, but we also want to rebate that if they are not, generating revenue out of it, minimum.
Like how as a single doctor or an hospital, the facility of yours? Because you said that every doctor should earn. So how it goes?
You understood the
Yeah,
question?
I think I understood. I'll answer. So we prefer to go in hospital first. So right now we're having a summit next week with entire city of Ahmedabad where all the hospitals gonna join, and we're gonna deploy it in most of the hospitals as well. For small clinics, individual doctor can also use it. It's not only for hospital, so anyone can use it.
एक टीम वर्क है, इट्स अ कोलैबोरेशन. AnginaX कोई एक मेडिकल इंस्टीट्यूट या कोई डॉक्टर नहीं, पर डॉक्टर को मदद करने के लिए एक ऐसी संस्था है जो मॉडर्न साइंस का उपयोग करके डॉक्टर को इनके पेशेंट के एनालिसिस के बारे में बहुत ही मदद करती है. आज देखिए ह्यूमन माइंड है, उसके तो लिमिटेशंस होते हैं, इनको कैपेसिटी इनकी जो होती है मर्यादित होती है और इसमें भूल चूक होने की संभावना बड़ी होती है, तो ये बहुत कम हो जाती है. पॉसिबिलिटीज़ जो अनेक प्रकार की होती है वो इंक्लूड हो जाती है ताकि हमारा डायग्नोसिस एक्यूरेट हो सके और हम पेशेंट को एक्यूरेट सलाह सूचना दे सकें.
सर कई बार ये होता है कि उनको सिम्टम्स से पता चलता है, जैसे हम लोग बात कर रहे थे अभी थोड़ी देर पहले, अगर कुछ पता है कि विदाउट सिम्टम्स कैसे पता चलेगा पेशेंट्स को कि ऐसी कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही है. अगर
यही तो बात है ना, जब पता है कि हम वी ऑल आर मॉर्टल, अगर हमारा हार्ट अटैक 90 की एज पे आया और हमें पता है कि जाने का दिन तो आ ही जाएगा, आज नहीं तो कल, तो हार्ट अटैक इज़ द बेस्ट वे, कोई तकलीफ नहीं. पर जब अपनी कारकिर्दी शुरू करता है, अपनी करियर चालू करता है इंसान, उस समय पर आना बहुत दुखदायक है. तो जैसे कि आपने प्रश्न पूछा कि कैसे पता पड़े, बिल्कुल पता पड़ने की ज़रूरत है. आप ये समझ लो कि अनलेस प्रूव्ड अदरवाइज आई एम गिल्टी, वो आप एक सिद्धांत को ध्यान में रख के चेकअप करें. चेकअप एंड चेकअप
इम्पॉर्टेंट होती है. और आजकल के ज़माने में आप देखते हैं कि यंगर केडर जो है, यंग पीपल है, उन लोग एकदम स्ट्रेसफुल लाइफ लीड करते हैं, कॉम्पिटिटिव लाइफ रहती है. उनको खाने का टाइम नहीं रहता है, क्या खाने का वो भी मालूम नहीं रहता है। सो दे आर रनिंग अराउंड विद दिस प्रॉब्लम। ये जो प्रॉब्लम होता है उसके साथ में दौड़ रहे हैं, और ये दौड़ा दौड़ी के हिसाब से ये प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं। आपने बताया अभी आप कितने देखते हैं कि यंग पेशेंट को सडनली जिम में गए थे, जिम करते करते हार्ट अटैक आ गया और अनफॉर्चुनेटली डेथ हो गई। तो यही प्रॉब्लम जो होता है वो निकालने के लिए, टू ब्रिंग इट आउट, ये AnginaX और जसलोक हॉस्पिटल का ये फैसिलिटी रखी है कि तुम बिना कोई प्रॉब्लम्स के पहले आ जाओ, हम असेस करेंगे आपको कितना रिस्क है कुछ हार्ट अटैक आने का फ्यूचर में, मे बी 1 ईयर और 2 ईयर्स में आने का संभावना है कि नहीं, ये इससे मालूम पड़ेगा। फिर ही हम एक्शन ले सकते हैं और एडवाइस कर सकते हैं। ये जो प्रिवेंशन है हैज़ टू स्टार्ट अर्ली। पहले बोलते थे कि हार्ट अटैक 50 के बाद आते हैं, अभी तो हम 40-30s में भी देखते हैं। सो ये प्रिवेंशन जो है ये अर्ली एज से चालू करना है। जैसा डॉक्टर मेहता ने बताया कि 25 ईयर्स के आगे जो भी है तो असेसमेंट करके रखना अच्छा रहेगा।
एक अजीत मैं एक अच्छी बात बताता हूँ। 1971 में मैं शिकागो में था ना, तो मैं पीडियाट्रिक हॉस्पिटल में था, तो वहाँ हम बच्चों का ना चेकअप करते थे। तो 16% ऑफ द स्कूल गोइंग बॉयज़ एंड गर्ल्स हैड कोलेस्ट्रॉल हायर देन 300। तो देखिए वहीं से तो शुरुआत होती है ना। तो मैं ये कहता हूँ कि 25 साल के आसपास चेकअप की शुरुआत करनी ही चाहिए।
Now we are listening for with the small kids also getting heart attack, 8 years, 15 years.
नहीं, वो अलग चीज़, वो मैं बताता हूँ। हमने 7 साल की बच्ची के अंदर एंजियोप्लास्टी करी है, यंगेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड प्रॉबेबली, टू द बेस्ट ऑफ माई नॉलेज। अब ये क्यों हुआ कि इनकी फैमिली हिस्ट्री दोनों तरफ से, बाप और माँ की तरफ से फैमिलियल हाइपर कोलेस्ट्रोलीमिया एक कंडीशन होती है जिसमें कोलेस्ट्रॉल का लेवल जन्मजात बहुत ही हाई था। अब ये बच्ची का, 7 साल की बच्ची का LDL कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल जो साधारण 100 होना चाहिए वो 900 था, 900। एंड इसकी आरती तो ब्लॉक में भी, हमको भी डर लगा कि इतनी छोटी बच्ची को हम संभालेंगे कैसे। बट ये जो होते हैं यंग का जो आप बोल रहे हो, इसमें कुछ ना कुछ ऐसे कारण होते हैं।
सर लास्टली AnginaX के बारे में और थोड़ा सा अगर एक्सप्लेन करें कि ये कैसे हेल्प करता है हार्ट अटैक्स को प्रिवेंट करने में, अगर उस बारे में कुछ शेयर करें AnginaX के बारे में अगर कुछ। नहीं आ जाएगा ऑडियो।
सी AnginaX डॉक्टर का टूल है, पेशेंट का नहीं। वो डॉक्टर को हेल्प करता है एग्जैक्टली
इजीली टू
कहाँ से
नो द बॉडी।
हाँ, सो बहुत सारे बायोमार्कर्स है, सिर्फ 4-5 नहीं है। तो AnginaX एक साइंटिफिक रिसर्च करके प्रिसाइजली सम बायोमार्कर्स को रख के उसका एनालाइज करता है और डॉक्टर को बोलता है कि इस पेशेंट को सिर्फ कार्डियोवैस्कुलर मार्कर्स मत देखो, उनको मेटाबॉलिक डिसफंक्शन वाले भी देखो, उनको लाइफस्टाइल पैटर्न्स भी देखो, उनकी जेनेटिक प्रीडिस्पोजिशंस भी देखो, और सारे कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ दोज बायोमार्कर्स वो पहली बार जब टेस्ट होता है उसके बाद जो रिजल्ट आता है उसके बाद कौन से इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने चाहिए वो डॉक्टर ऑफकोर्स जानता है, बट वो एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन से डॉक्टर कैन मेक प्रिसाइज डिसीजन उस पेशेंट की बॉडी के लिए। तो ये जर्नलाइज रेकमेंडेशन नहीं है, हर बॉडी की अलग अलग रेकमेंडेशन है। और वो क्या क्यों होती है, बिकॉज डिफरेंट रीडिंग्स, हर लैब के रिपोर्ट की डिफरेंट रीडिंग है। सिर्फ एक जर्नल रेफरेंस रेंज नहीं है कि 100 से ऊपर हुआ तो आप रिस्क पे हो और 100 से नीचे हुआ तो आप रिस्क पे नहीं हो, वो नहीं होना चाहिए। शायद आपका 35 है और कोई और चीज़ बहुत बड़ी है, मे बी आपका विसरल फैट बहुत हाई है, मे बी आपको जेनेटिक प्रीडिस्पोजिशन है, मे बी आपका लिपोप्रोटीन ए बहुत हाई है। तो आप अगर वो सारे कॉम्बिनेशन टुगेदर करके पर्सनलाइज रेकमेंडेशन जो डॉक्टर को मिलता है उससे डॉक्टर आपको पहले से असेस कर पाएगा। हम नहीं चाहते कि आपको सिम्टम्स हो चेस्ट पेन का, शॉर्टनेस ऑफ ब्रेथ का, हम चाहते हैं कि आपका वो सिम्टम्स कभी आए ही नहीं, वे बिफोर अर्लियर फिक्स हो जाए।
लास्टली आप लोगों से जानना चाहूँगा कि इसका सक्सेस रेशो कितना है और क्या कॉस्ट होगा जो भी पेशेंट्स को ये टेस्ट।
हमने पायलट किया 2035 पीपल में, उसमें से 63% पीपल वेयर ऑन वेरी हाई रिस्क, जिसके बारे में डॉक्टर को नहीं पता था, पेशेंट को नहीं पता था। तो कितनी इनसाइड इन्फॉर्मेशन जो डॉक्टर को मिली, वो पेशेंट्स ट्रीट भी हो गए या अंडर मेडिकेशन है जिनको कोई फियर नहीं है। सो ये सक्सेस रेट है। एक्यूरेसी अभी हम 99% कर रहे हैं बिकॉज हमने इसको एक रोबोट है जिसको हमने कार्डियोलॉजी सिखाया है और स्पेशली बायोमार्कर्स रखा है, तो इट्स प्रोवाइडिंग वेरी एक्यूरेट इन्फॉर्मेशन। एज सुन एज वी गेट मोर डेटा फ्रॉम इंडियन स्पेसिफिक पॉपुलेशन इट विल बी, उसके बाद वो बहुत प्रिसाइज हो जाएगा और डॉक्टर्स एट दी एंड कॉल कर रहे हैं कि क्या करना है आगे वो पेशेंट के लिए।
अभी अभी वर्तमान समय में ऐसा भी देखा गया है कि पैथोलॉजी टेस्ट में भी अगर अलग अलग पैथोलॉजी करते हैं तो उसका डिफ्रेंशिएट मिल जाता है, मतलब बहुत बहुत अलग अलग हो जाता है। और इसमें एक रोबोट टूल से कर रहे हैं तो उसमें टाइमिंग कितना लगता है? अगर किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम है या कोई जांच करे तो उसको टाइमिंग कितना पड़ता है ताकि डॉक्टर उसको ऑब्जर्व भी कर ले और उसका कैलकुलेशन भी कर।
हमने जब ये बनाया तो AI तो बहुत फास्ट है। AI है ना, वो जैसे हमारे ब्रेन में 86 बिलियन न्यूरॉन्स है ना, वैसा AI में आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरल नेटवर्क है। वो एक छोटा सा न्यूरॉन है ना, इट्स लाइक अ मैथमेटिकल फंक्शन। ऐसे बिलियंस ऑफ न्यूरॉन्स बहुत ही फास्ट स्पीड में एक प्रिसाइज डिसीजन देते हैं बहुत सारे डेटा असेस करके। तो जो ह्यूमन आई कैच नहीं कर पाती 5-6 मार्कर से ऊपर, वो AI कर पाता है। बट AI ऑब्वियसली इट्स अ मशीन, तो वो पेशेंट को नहीं दे सकता, वो डॉक्टर को देगा। तो इट हैपन्स इन सेकेंड्स, 3-4 सेकेंड्स में वो रिपोर्ट जनरेट करता है। उसके बाद डॉक्टर ऑब्वियसली देखेंगे वो पेशेंट को कि उस पेशेंट के पास क्या सिम्टम्स है और असेस करेंगे। पूरा इंटरवेंशन शुड नॉट टेक मोर देन 5 मिनट्स।
इसका मतलब साफ है कि ये एक रेवोल्यूशन है, क्रांति है हार्ट डिसीज रोकने के लिए। क्या इसकी तरह और भी है मार्केट में कंपटीटर या आपका ही है?
AnginaX इंडिया का पहला AI कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट असिस्टेंट लाइसेंस्ड असिस्टेंट है, सीडीएस को सर्टिफाइड। दुनिया में और कोई नहीं है। द ओनली कंपनी दैट हैज़ सिमिलर कॉन्सेप्ट इज़ इन अमेरिका। जो वो सिमिलर कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है प्राइमरी प्रिवेंशन, वो हार्ट फ्लो चेक करती है। तो ये प्राइमरी प्रिवेंशन के लिए ओनली इंडिया की पहली कंपनी है और वो प्रिविलेज फ्यू के लिए ही नहीं है, इस सब के लिए है। एंड दैट्स वाई हमने ये कोलैबोरेशन स्टार्ट किया है।